Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Wong, and I am your child's EL algebra teacher this year. If you need my contact information, it is right here, and you can pause the video to get that. I grew up in the Bay Area. My parents were immigrants. I was the first in my family to go to a four-year college. I went to UC Santa Cruz to get my bachelor's in mathematics. I also got my master's in education and my teaching credential there. And I am now a San Mateo High School Bearcat. This is my 8th year teaching. It is my 3rd year at San Mateo High School, but it is my first year teaching on the computer. I have a dog pictured at the bottom here, and I love to bake and I like to exercise. In our class on odd days, so that is on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, Mr. Piccinini is an instructional assistant and he helps students. He can speak Spanish, so if students need translations, he can help them with that. This is his 2nd year here, and his contact information is here as well. So what does a typical class period look like in our class now that we are online? So students go to Canvas and they log into Zoom. All students are supposed to check modules to see what we're doing that day. And then sometimes we will split out into breakout rooms where they can work in partners or work in a group. And then at the end, we can come back together, or maybe we'll come back together throughout the period to review anything. The materials that they need for the class is the EL Algebra packet, and they may get more packets throughout the year, depending on what we are able to cover. They also need a calculator, pencils, erasers, highlighter, and then they'll need rulers for later when we need to draw lines. All of these supplies, if they need, they can come to school to pick it up on specific days. And I believe those days are shared out in emails or on Canvas. We will often be using technology, especially now more than ever, now that we are on distance learning. All the information you need about the class is also on Canvas. What are their grades in the class? What is the classwork and homework that they need to do, the syllabus? If you can, download the Canvas app on your phone, and you can be an observer for your student, and you can see how they're doing in all their classes. The technology that we will often use in our class is ClassKick. So they log in and they can do worksheets on the computer, and then I can see what they're doing in real time. Whereas if it was on paper and we're on Zoom, I can't always see that unless they put it up to the screen, which we will not be doing. But they can easily access all of that stuff on the Canvas page. So if we go to Canvas, this is the home page that we would see. This is where they click on to go to class. If they need help on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they can click on this link and I'll be there to help. But every day we click on modules to go see what we're going to do today. So this is this week, and then today is Friday. So today we just continue to finish this assignment, which happens to be on a ClassKick. So they have a link they can click on, and then they can log in using their Google information. So we often use ClassKick. But now that we're online, what is expected of them is a little bit different. So we want them to participate, but what does that look like when we're on Zoom? It means their cameras are on. If their cameras cannot be on because the internet is very spotty, then they need to let me know in the chat or email me. If I ask questions, are they trying to answer them? Are they completing the classwork? We still want to continue to collaborate even though we are at a distance. So that might mean working in partners or groups through the breakout rooms in Zoom. Now that we're at a distance, it is more important than ever to ask for help. They need to advocate for themselves if they don't understand something. And they need to say something in the chat or send me a message or ask Mr. Piccinini when we're in class. The standards that we will be covering are right here. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that, but if you'd like to pause and read that, you can. When we have tests and quizzes in our class, we use standards-based grading. So there are 4 different levels. They can get no level, 1 level, 2 levels, or 4 levels correct. And as they get higher in the levels, the problems become more difficult. So if they don't try or don't show enough work for me to see what they understand, then they get no evidence. That is a 35%. If they are getting 1 level correct, then that is developing proficiency. That is a 55. If they get 2 levels correct, that is a 65. If they get 3 levels correct, that means they're proficient. That shows me that they understand it well enough. And then if they get everything correct, that is a 100%. We also grade based on this scale. So what is their grade based on? 50%, half of it is on tests. So that might be weekly exit tickets that we will probably start next week. Also standard summative assessments that show their understanding of the whole topic. 30% is classwork and homework. So are they doing the class kicks? Are they completing them? Are they taking pictures of the work that they're doing on paper and then turning that into Canvas? 10% is English language development. So that'll be things like where they have fill in the blank worksheets on ClassKick, or things where they record their voice, reading definitions or explaining work. 10% is participation. So are their cameras on? Are they responding when I ask questions? Are they logging into the tech platforms that we use? If they need help, I have tutoring on Tuesdays and Fridays, twice a week between 2 and 3:15. And they can go to this link and it'll take them to a Zoom meeting with me at that time. If that time does not work for them, they can message me on Canvas and give me a specific date and time that works for them, and I can try to accommodate that if it's a reasonable time. What are some things you can do as a parent to help them? Ask your child how the class is going. If you are an observer on Canvas, then you can check if your student is completing their work. You can ask your student to ask for help if they're struggling. And you can also email me if you're having any concerns so that we can try to address them as soon as possible. This is another resource for them if they also need help. There are peer tutors who can speak many languages who could probably also help your student on these days. So if you want to get this information, you can pause the video. But that is it. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. My email is on the bottom here if you would like to pause the video and write it down so you can email me. Have a great day. Bye.